Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm back. Sunday night video. Gonna talk about what just happened in opening on futures. But I do know we got a lot of people waiting to join market participants. So it's 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. I just got the links active, ready to go. So I'm sending those out tonight, which will mean if you decide to join and register, you will then get access at some point tomorrow. And then Tuesday will be fully running. Market participants, basically, I'll call Tuesday opening day. So for those that want to join, you've had to have sent me a message or an email. There's no website. This is what it looks like. All my stuff's going to be here. We're going to have live market analysis every day, updating ongoing charts, constant information about what we're looking at in the market, opportunities, basically that I'm identifying great opportunities and updating charts as we go along. Just basically scouting, looking for professional approach to the market. Also, I got a intro to technical analysis beginners course in here. So even if you're a new trader and you wanted to join, we're not just accepting anybody, because I don't want to be in a scenario where it's just too disconnected, too many new traders with all the seasoned traders, because most of the people that are coming have been with me for a while, so they're pretty ahead in the game. But we're always opening the door to good people that we know from a referral or we have a relationship with. So there's going to be a lot of information in here. If you want to join, send me that message. Again, links going out tonight. We'll probably be fully running on Tuesday. So we have the situation taking place with Iran right now. So that caused futures to gap down. And it's a common theme when you see the reaction of people when you look at futures, you look at percentages, you think, oh, things are bad or things are great. The number one thing I always want to do is open the chart and see what does it actually mean to the chart. Because remember, when we're trading within a range, all new information, if it doesn't cause us to break through the range, it really means nothing, right? Support is support, resistance is resistance. We're looking for those zones to be invalidated before we could say the overall structure of the chart is broken. And in this case, I'm using NQ, right? So NQ, past few videos we've been talking about, we've basically been going sideways since, you can see the date on there, since October. We had our high in October. We had almost a double top in January, and we're just trading within range. There's potential that we're looking at this as a triangle, right? Bull or bear, we'll see. I would have preferred to call this a triangle if we had our A, B, C, D go higher, and then we would have had our E and opportunity. But we got stuffed. And what we're looking for is when the structure changes. So all we're seeing right now, talked about this on last week's video, is we have our high, we have our lower high, and then our dump. After our dump, we have another lower high, and now we have a double top in that zone. So why this zone? Why is this zone causing problems? The reason for this zone causing problems is it's now established itself as a resistance, but originally it established itself as a supply zone. So where you look for a supply zone is when a chart is coming down, and then it has that little push up and then immediately lost, right? So this area in here becomes our supply zone. And then what we'll look for in the future, here, let me just redraw that. I thought it would have translated nicely, but it didn't. So we have right in here, this move right in here. I've been waiting for my printer to work for like 2 hours, and now it just decided to work randomly while we're doing the YouTube video. That's how it works. So right in here, you see this little attempt to move back up and then dump. This is what you call a supply zone. So right in here, at this time, we wouldn't know if this is going to act as a resistance, but we do know this is going to be our supply zone. So when the market revisits this range, we will see a pause, a hesitation, because it's created a supply zone. So when the market gets back there, we're going to then establish do we have enough momentum? Do we have enough buyers to break through it? And in this case, we had one rejection and then two rejections. And in this case, we could say, oh, it's reacting. We got to break through. If we don't break through, we're going to dump back down, distribute it in there, and then we dumped. So now our previous supply zone, we could identify it now as our resistance. So in order for this chart to say, okay, we're back in an upward structure on this time frame. We're looking at the 4-hour time frame, shorter term time frame. If you look at the monthly, the weekly charts, of course, they're still in uptrends. Those haven't been invalidated. The same thing going down. We need to see the demand zones being validated, support zones being broken. We're not seeing that as of yet. So we're still in an upward structure. But what we're trying to figure out is, are we being distributed right now to break down, to see a significant pullback in the market? Or no, is healthy consolidation, the market's just digesting the huge run-up that it had, and then we're going to see the continuation to the upside. So right now, we got our supply. It became resistance. We were not able to change the trend as of yet. We had a higher low consolidation, push up, unable to break through the top of that resistance supply zone. So what happened was we broke down. Now, when we broke down, we got to look at, we didn't break down. We pulled back from that move because we couldn't break the supply resistance. So now we're looking for, are we going to break our support? Our support that's been establishing, down in here, we could see demand became support, and this hasn't been lost. So that's still fine. So this is what I like to call zone-to-zone trading. Zone-to-zone trading is a simplified version of understanding that we're just moving from one resistance to support, back to the resistance, and it's all chopped within a range. It's basically an equilibrium. Nothing's happening. We're not necessarily just making lower highs and higher lows like a triangle equilibrium. We're just trading range bound. Range bound trading is good if you're a short-term trader and you're just looking for these opportunities. Range bound trading is not good if you are an impulsive buyer. You're just looking for trend breakouts. You're anticipating the breakouts, because every time you're getting ready to play the breakout, you're getting stuffed, and then you're flipping, going bear, you're looking to play bear on the breakdown, you're getting stuffed, and it's constantly just cutting you up. Sideways trading is the worst type of trading, because generally the money's made in big trends. Whether you're a bear or a bull, the money's made in a lengthy move. This is where the money's made. This is where the money's lost. It's not good. And this is a bigger range, but the smaller range right now is just chopping people up and it's creating frustration. But for me personally, like I've been telling you in the earlier videos, I think March is a good spot. Mid-March, typically, that's where we start to see the market bottoming. First quarter, second year, midterms, presidential election, typically not that good. Some events cause a little bit of turmoil. Maybe this Iran event's going to cause a little bit more turmoil. That'll eventually just create opportunity for the dip buy, because I anticipate we're going to have a great year. I anticipate we're going to have a great 2.5 more years with this president, Donald Trump, because he loves pumping the markets. He cares about the markets. Markets going up is important to him. So I do believe we are going to see a very strong bull market in multiple sectors. Not just gold and silver, like multiple sectors. There's going to be a lot of opportunity to be made. But anyways, okay, bad headline, bad things happening, people dying, all that stuff, not to disregard that, okay? We got to look at the chart. The noise and everything that happens out there, everything that's impacting the world, we look at the chart. How did it affect the chart? Right now, it didn't affect the chart at all. Nothing. Because we have this candlestick in here. This candlestick right here is our most pivotal candlestick on NQ in the short-term time frames. Because this is the candle that's trying to hold the support. You see the top of the range? We saw a wick, holding. Now we back tested again into it. Again, holding. So there's been no structural change to the chart. So if you're showing up tomorrow and you're like, hey, what's going to happen on Monday? What's going to happen with NASDAQ? What's going to happen with the tech stocks tomorrow? It doesn't matter if we're trading between these two ranges. Nothing matters. We gap down into this range. It's been bought up so far. We don't know. If we lose this range, if we break through this range, now things are changing. the market is changing. That's what you need to be aware of. We go look at ES. What's happening? Same thing. I don't have a drawing prepared on this one. Same thing. Look at where our support has been established. Look at where our resistance has been established. Trading in this range. If you're bearish, you're hoping these headlines cause a bearish reaction and breakthrough. If you're bullish, you're like, oh my God, we're going to hold support. So far, we're holding support. So not much has changed. Let's go look at Bitcoin. What's happening here? I don't want to get into too much details on the forecast, but there's a lot of different things that I'm talking about that I want people to be aware of at market participants. But right now, in the short term, we're looking for a break of our 71.3 range or a break of our support that's been established. The one bounce day that we've just completely traded within. Once we were dumping off, we've been trading within that range for the past, 4 weeks? Yeah, 3 weeks. That candlestick right now is everything. Okay, top of that candlestick, guess what? Look at the top of this candlestick on the bounce day. We have not closed above it. That close on the one bounce day that BTC gave February 6th, we haven't closed higher. Guess what? We also haven't closed lower than where we opened on that day. All we're doing right now is trading in the mother bar. I do have a pretty good idea of what I think is going to happen here. It's looking pretty juicy. I talked about it on the last video. There's potentially we see a divergence new low. There is the potential that this is a nasty fake out and it's going to frustrate people. I like the idea that divergence new low being bought up because that'll be less frustrating for crypto bulls. Because the other scenario that I'm potentially seeing is we break through here and then we dump again. People are not going to like that, right? Because, here we go, right? Where did we see that? We just recently saw that. What happened was we had our resistance right in here, right? Establishing that short-term resistance. What did we do? We broke and we dumped. So what's currently happening right now is very similar. And I love to look at patterns in the market that mirror image one another, because then you got recent precedent. You know a chart that's reacted that way. You look at previous history and say, this is a potential scenario. That's basically how I learned how to read charts, is reading previous patterns, connecting them. And the more I did it, the more I was like, I can see what's happening there. I can see what's happening there. Does it work all the time? Of course not. But you're giving yourself a higher probability of executing that chart for gains because you've seen it before. And you've seen it before. You recognize the patterns. You trust it. That's how you make money. So if I look at this pattern in here, after this dump, I could say, here we go, right? And then we start trading sideways. We get the breakout. Here we go. Dump. Here we go. Dump. So that's a potential scenario that we're looking at. So we got to be prepared. So what did I tell you in the previous video? If we do, I don't know if it was the previous video or the one before. If we do this move, we got to hold that back test. Got to hold and establish that support and break above it. Let's use MU as an example. Okay, let's go to the hourly chart on MU. Okay, just thinking off the top of my head. Like I said, the more you see charts react, the stick in your mind, and then you know how to react. Right? Here we go. Right? Break above, back test, hold. Right? Look at this. Look at this hold. Now, what do we want to see again on MU? Break above, back test, hold. I'm not saying MU is going to do that. If you want more information regarding MU, come check out Market Participants. It's going to be great. We're going to cap. We're going to see how it rolls the first month with the people that are in there. And the community will decide together what we do from here. I'm looking forward to it. Hope to see you guys there soon. Peace out, everybody. Have a great night. No change in the market. Nothing's changed as of yet. Stay safe. I think I say this with good vibes. This is going to be a fantastic year. Peace out, everybody.